Hi, I'm Eve, and my husband is named Adam. We think it is the beginning of time, since there is no one else on Earth here with us. After a few hundred years, it started to get a little cold, so we found that animal fur and hides make us warmer. Our friends, the cavemen, gave us the idea. One day, someone figured out how to use a needle and thread, and people started to wear actual clothing. The clothing of the people in biblical times was made from wool, linen, animal skins, and silk. It was the 1700s, and people start wearing widening silhouette to full dresses for special occasions. April 15, 1810. The fashion canvas of the 18th century changed radically as the 19th century began and simpler, lighter brushstrokes were applied. Fashion in the new decades mimicked classical Greek clothing, high-waisted dresses that defined the silhouettes. Necklines were low and sleeves could be long or short. July 17, 1830s, I start to see women wearing more and more of a variety of clothing on the streets. The previous shoulder fullness dropped towards the elbow and sleeves became enormous. The waist resumed its natural position, while necklines became very wide and collars took on a highly distinctive V shape. Ankle-length skirts became quite full and needed several petticoats beneath for support. This produced the 19th century's first version of an hourglass silhouette, lowered to the hip. These changes accompanied the boyish flapper fashions that marked the 1920s as a decade of decadence and fun. The Great Depression set in, hemlines returned to a more conservative length. With the economic boom in the 1950s, glamour became fashionable once again, and A-line and pencil skirts were very popular form-fitting fashions. Dresses in the decade would often feature stylish ruffles or lace accents and were usually knee-length or T-length. The 1970s was considered to be all about individual expression, and clothing definitely reflected that. Continuation of the miniskirts, bell-bottoms, and the androgynous hippie look from the late 1960s. Platform shoes, which appeared on the fashion scene in 1971 and often had soles 2 or 4 inches thick. Wide-legged flared jeans and trousers were another fashion mainstay for both men and women throughout most of the decade. Women's fashion had more diversity. Style of the Valley Girls, which was a preppy look that involved leg warmers and flared skirts. The 1980s was also the new wave fashion was in style. This fashion trend involved women wearing jackets and leggings, the hottest designer clothes in style at the time. In the 80s, overalls, sweatsuits, spandex, sportswear, cotton jersey dresses, and baseball shirts were often worn by teens. Additionally, parachute pants, jeans, sneakers, and denim skirts or jackets. In the 1990s, women were getting tired of wearing designer clothes and were looking for something more comfortable. Women began to prefer casual clothing over designer. The grunge movement was influencing how women dress. Designer dresses and business suits were replaced with ripped jeans and flannel shirts. By this time, women were deciding men shouldn't be the only ones wearing comfortable casual clothing. The hip-hop movement caused women to start wearing baggy pants. High-end fashions become more revealing. Casual clothing stays close to the same. Celebrities have ability to show great amounts of skin in public, and society follows the trend by revealing themselves to the point where it's considered inappropriate. Fashion trends repeat themselves. Women start to wear more flowy, long skirts, and men tend to wear clean-cut shirts with vests and blazers. A large amount of denim is popular. Punk rock look takes over stores. Celebrities wear harsh makeup and strive for a grunge look. Civilians quickly follow, and the concept of leather everything is the biggest craze. With the rebellion attitude of the population, bigger amounts of violence increase. Small riots and teen rebellions strike. Society starts to create a new unseen style. Clothes are bombarded with heavy jewelry, patterns, and texture. There is no such thing as a simple white tee. People hurt themselves because of how heavy their clothes become with the extra clutter on them. Fashion designers don't know the limit on where to stop decorating already perfectly fine clothing. People decide that there is too much indifference, so everyone needs to look the same. The only clothes available are a plain black sheet and wraps that conceal your entire body. Your eyes are the only visible part of the body. Society has polluted air and used all of their materials in the industrial world, so people now have to go back to wearing nature because it has to be all natural time. Society has to be as resourceful as possible. Cities' slogans become,
Wear your backyard.
People go back to wearing no clothing at all. In the end, fashion is changed into an individual's expression. Fashion is not something that exists in dresses only. Fashion is in the sky, in the street. Fashion has to do with ideas, the way we live, what is happening.